Alrighty, quick transition there, getting right into it. Yeah, so that was, again, Hamtaro, Ham Hams Unite. It was fun playing that. Maybe I should have done that before Ham Ham Heartbreak, because Ham Ham Heartbreak was the longer game, but it gives us time to go back to World of Horror. For those of you who haven't watched over the month of October, this is World of Horror. Probably my favorite roguelike that exists. Audio level should be good, yeah, not too loud. This game is a roguelike that is very inspired by Junji Ito and a lot of Lovecraftian stuff. It's been a while since I've played, but I'm probably gonna just, treat this like I would with the last stream, where if you don't know, I'd recommend starting from the beginning on my YouTube channel, but if you do know, we're gonna get right into it. I've been slowly playing some more on my off time, because I like this game a lot, honestly. I've got more of the achievements out. All I'm missing at this point is completing Parole Violation Challenge, winning with a bunch of backstories that I haven't actually touched yet, handcuffing the Ultimate Opportunist, which is, it's just kind of an annoying achievement. I mean, that's rude to say, but it's like you have to get the handcuffs, which as far as I'm aware only come from one enemy. So not only do you need to run into that enemy, but you also need to make it to practically the end of the game and hope that the Ultimate Opportunist shows up during the finale. Not the easiest thing. A little bit of luck is required. And then this one, which is as Yashiro, complete a True Believer playthrough with Kathak Adarasu as the Old God. And that's what we're going to go for tonight. I've never really played as Yashiro. I'm not sure what playing as him with Kathak Adarasu brings to the table, because Kathak Adarasu is just the spider god that means you can't run from combat. Maybe he sucks at combat, we'll find out. City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980X. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new, unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth aeons ago are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you've finally arrived in the doomed town. So I believe this is Yashiro. No, it's not. This one's Yashiro, the priest. While he didn't technically complete his studies at the seminary, a worrying letter from his sister forced Yashiro to take the first train to Shiokawa. After all, she died a few years ago. Plus knowledge minus charisma starts with Bronze Crucifix. I have not played this character a whole lot. All it said was that we have to play on True Believer difficulty. Oh, True Believer is not even the hardest difficulty. That would be Harbinger of Doom. Okay. That's not too hard. True Believer and then just Kathak Adarasu. As far as backstories go, lowers incoming damage by 1, but drastically lowers max stamina and reason. You know, if I have to do combat encounters, I mean, how drastically are we talking about when it comes to max stamina and reason? Because that might be a good backstory. Or we can do... Yeah, you know what? Let's try it with scars. What's the worst that could happen, right? This is a character I'm not familiar with. However, if we beat this backstory, that's an achievement. If we beat this character with Kathak Adarasu, that's another achievement. So I say let's try to double down on it. Kathak Adarasu is once again awakening from its slumber. Blinded by its impossible to satisfy hunger, it has started to tear down the walls of its cocoon prison. Stop it before it devours us all. Old God rule, you can't run away from combat. Pretty simple. This playthrough's new mechanics. This character is described by a new stat, Faith. It starts at 5, but depending on your actions, it can drop into negative values, representing your slowly crumbling faith. There are different bonuses and penalties that vary with the faith level. You can check the current statuses by hovering the cursor over the new stat. Okay. And then we've got scars. By drastically, we lowered our stamina and reason by 2. That seems pretty good. Increase faith by defeating enemies and solving mysteries. Decrease faith by getting damaged in combat. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, okay, I see why playing with Kathak Adarasu might suck, because you're forced to fight. Passive effect, +1 max stamina and reason, and +10 experience per mystery as long as we can keep his faith up. Leveling up requires an extra 20 EXP. Okay. Strengthen your resolve, +3 faith, -4 reason. Start doubting, -3 faith. Huh. Wait, can I can just use the letter whenever I want to strengthen my resolve. Interesting. Okay, well we can get some reason back, so that wasn't a bad idea. As far as his normal stats go, his highest is his dexterity and knowledge. Okay. And then we got the bronze crucifix. Equip allows you to fight ghost enemies normally. Use, break it in half. I would never break that. Actually, being able to fight ghost enemies normally sounds useful, so we'll equip his crucifix. We'll go home. And actually, I feel bad not remembering their name, but this comment was from a bit ago. Basically, on my most recent video before this one goes out, a very, very nice commenter on YouTube pointed out the usefulness of the police station, actually, and encouraged me to pay more attention to city effects, because something that was occurring was that I was taking on more doom than I should have been due to not having the police go and stake out an area that has a high amount of danger. So I'm going to try and keep on the danger levels this time. The threat level specifically is what it's called. And I'm going to manage threat better while also keeping the police station. So since I've learned that tip, I've been deciding between the dog shop and the occult shop depending on my character and their stats. You want the occult shop if your character has high knowledge, because it's one of the best ways to let's lose -1 to reason. No, let's sell that for some money. We're gonna need money. Take a bath real quick, get some of our reason back. What funny outfits does he have? Nothing too crazy. I like the one with the priest mitre on. We'll keep him with his priest mitre. Alrighty. We'll go right into the story. Inexplicable and morbid events have been plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connecting them. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. So we got vicious verses of a violent vigil, nightmare news of noisy nails, bloody brief of a beckoning bulletin, rotten report of a rancid ramen, and Medusa metamorphosis. So at least 3 of these are going to end in a boss fight, but only 2 of them are going to be boss fights that I have to actively fight. So I think for now I'm going to start with Vigil, just because we can get a pretty solid weapon out of Vigil, and I'll need that for the actual bosses. You've received an official-looking letter. What does a law firm from Tokyo want with you? Or from you, I should say. We regret to inform you of the passing of our client and your granduncle. His funeral will be preceded by an overnight vigil, as per the client's request. There's an address and a list of people expected to arrive. You don't recognize any of the names. I'm going to hit that button again just to make sure everything updates. Intrigued, you decide to check it out yourself. What's the worst that could happen? Following the directions from the letter, you slowly fight your way through the overgrown forest path. The old mansion looks like it was torn down and rebuilt many times, but where is everybody? Let's explore the mansion. Following a suspicious person, you enter an old rundown mansion room. It stinks like spoiled milk and has only 2 doors, one of which you came through. You can't see the strange man anywhere. Let's search the room. There's nothing really important here, but you think you might be able to use one item you do find. Empty bottle's not bad. I mean, hey, it's an empty bottle, but it could be worse. Hello. A pair is standing next to a window. The man is muttering something to himself while his wife is observing you with her unnaturally bulgy eyes. The body is laid in the master bedroom. You should pay him your respects. Alright, we gotta go find our granduncle and pay respects to him. The whole building begins to shake as you enter the room. Suddenly, a stone pillar bursts through the floor where you stood just seconds ago. Noticing the arcane symbols painted on the stone, you take a step closer. Let's study. Knowledge check, success. You recognize some of the symbols from a stone tablet you saw at the museum. What's the connection? 10 EXP. Okay, before you do anything with this body, go back to the corridor, talk to either guest. We'll talk to number 2. A muscular man is eyeing you as you take a step towards him. You can't help but notice a deep scar going across his cheek. You didn't get this with the letter? Here, take mine. We got the pamphlet. The pamphlet tells you what to do. We would like to thank you on behalf of our client for participating in this vigil on such short notice. He was a spiritual person and left instructions we are asking you to follow closely. Before we do that, let's just see how everyone's doing. This reminds me of one of my books. Interesting. Okay, so the order is bow, clap, but I'm going to write down the symbol on his foot. Bow, clap, bow, clap. Nice, and let's go explore. That pair has been following you since this morning. You finally managed to lose them, but can't shake the feeling that this will only get worse. -2 stamina. Yeah, they followed me right into the haunted house, I guess. All family members are gathered near the fireplace. You can tell everyone is waiting for the new dawn. For the dawn. The guest seems strangely uninterested in this vigil. You should explore more and learn what you can. We do need to light up the fireplace at 12, or is that 12 or 11? At 11, we light up the fireplace. Perception check passed. You spot some dry firewood and add it to the fireplace. +1 reason. And we can go into the storage room. This is why I did this investigation first. You go into the storage room, you check the wardrobe. There's a meat cleaver. That's weird, but it's a very good weapon to have. It could be worse. I want to go to the occult shop at some point and pick up a knowledge-based weapon, though. You shudder instantly, recognizing the room from a newspaper photo. 3 years ago, a man hanged himself here. Why is a vigil being held in a place like this? Don't think about it too hard. Yashiro, we got this. It's still 11, right? Let's go explore. The investigation is taking a toll on you. You start to miss the most obvious leads. 4% doom. Oh, that's fine. Let's go see Granduncle again. It's 12 a.m. We gotta go pray again. Hey, Granduncle. Oh. Uh-oh, do you think he just went to, like, the fridge to get a snack? The body. It's missing. Where is everyone? Guys? Oh, it's gotta be a birthday surprise for Yashiro. Oh my god, spider. You wonder what kind of animal the spider caught in its web. You scare away the annoyed predator and rip open the cocoon to reveal a human finger. -2 reason plus item. Ooh, the patina ring. So +1 dexterity at the cost of -2 stamina is alright, but I'd rather just sell it for money so we can buy a weapon later. You managed to find one of the guests. They are shaken, but otherwise safe. You both decide to get the hell out of this place, but the door is gone. This reminds me of one of my books. I don't think that, yeah, they don't say anything interesting. 1 a.m., there's nothing to do, so let's go exploring again. There's a local legend about a heartbroken seamstress. One stormy night, she broke into a local inn and stitched the unsuspecting guests together. Her final, gruesome artwork. That's just a legend, right? Check out that sewing machine. I found you at last. Uh-oh. Hyper-realistic blood wall. Let's get out of here, Yashiro. Okay, it's 2 a.m. What are we doing? Burn an envelope found in the study. Well, okay, if you say so. I'll just go in here and burn that envelope. It takes you some time, but you finally find an envelope. Following the instructions, you burn it without opening it. You feel weird following obscure orders. It's all worth it. Also, look at the plant make the shape of a person. That's freaky. I love that. The overgrown plant is casting an unsettling shadow. Next is cover the mirror in the storage room at 3. You want to follow the vigil to save all of the guests, by the way. If you do even one part of the vigil wrong, you may end up having to fight demonic versions of the guests. In the middle of a room, you see a man tied to a chair. You rush in to help. When you remove his gag, though, the man starts shouting curses and ancient prophecies. You fall to the floor, your mind flooded with unspeakable images as the man slowly stands up, completely ignoring the chair he seemingly was tied to. It's the cult member. Okay, so based off what I learned from that tutorial bit, even if it's doom damage I'm taking, I'm going to lose faith, so this is going to be rough. But if I can just manage to keep it at 1 faith per fight, we should be fine. Wait, what's that? Oh, we got the curious statuette. That's a nice item to have. It's just knowledge while it's in your inventory. So Tamura nervously scratches his scar. Visual pamphlet says, 3 a.m. Cover the mirror in the storage room. Let's go. Kill them. I'm good. I'm going to explore. Allowing yourself a little break, your mind starts to wander. Can God really explain everything that you're experiencing? A dark part of you wonders if the occult you've been fighting can give you the answer you are looking for. No, you gotta stay strong, Yashiro. Your steadfast resolve to save this town can come from only one source. You sigh and prepare yourself for the unknown ahead. +4. Dang, look at that faith. As the vigil is nearing its end, the whole mansion shakes more and more until the walls start to collapse, revealing the shocking truth about your whereabouts. The walls of the corridor collapse, revealing an alien landscape. You can taste blood in your mouth as the slimy appendages slowly get closer. Let's carve that cursed symbol. The bloated corpse of your uncle slowly floats into the room as the remaining walls collapse. The contract is not over yet. Uncle! It's our uncle. We just gotta kill him. We gotta get him out of here. He's a little old. He needs to go to the retirement home. Uncle, this is for your own good. Now, he does raise doom, and he is gonna knock our faith down. However, I got extremely lucky with that personal event, which raised our faith. So I'm not too concerned about Uncle knocking our faith down. I'm not too concerned about gaining doom either. That's why I would recommend doing the vigil correctly, because this boss fight just raises doom, which I think is the most manageable of all of the resources in this game. So it's not a bad idea to just fight him, even though I am taking a lot of doom missing some of my swings here. And my faith is at 8, which still seems pretty good. Got him. The contract is void. A voice booms in your head as everything gets dark. When you wake up, you find yourself lying on the grass, the old mansion nowhere to be seen. Next to you are the other guests, as confused as you. Everything feels like a bad dream. Was the man claiming to be your granduncle really trying to cheat death itself? You and the other family members finally exit the forest and leave the nightmare of it behind. One thing is certain, though. You'll never open any more letters by law firms from Tokyo. Yeah, Shiro, remind me to never open up any law firm letters from Tokyo. A weird epidemic keeps the staff at the hospital busy. Skipping the line will cost you more. Yeah, so like winds of plague, treatment and surgery actions cost more. That is important to keep in mind, right? And that's something I'll try to do, is I'll give more weight to the town events, because that's something I didn't do. And it's definitely a mistake. Oh, I forgot to... No, I can't go back in now. Well, can I sell it? Okay, yeah, we can sell that for funds. And let's go start the next mystery. So I'd like to do Noisy Nails just because Noisy Nails ends with a boss fight, and I'd like to get the boss fights out of the way first, if I can manage it. Nightmare news of Noisy Nails. The morbid killing spree continues as another body is found in the city's river. Every victim shares one common trait. Their finger and toenails are missing. They've been pried off. Why nails? Could the killer have a hidden motive? Are they sending a message? You must hurry up before they claim another victim. Okay, so we're gonna hit up the occult shop. If I'm lucky, he doesn't have the ritual dagger. Okay, can we buy anything else while we're here? You know what? Yeah, let's get the holy candle. This can be useful sometimes. There's a couple events that require you have holy candles, so I'm not gonna leave without something. And the meat cleaver should be a fine enough weapon. I don't want to risk raising my doom too high, but we do need to gather gossip for this mystery. So let's go to the schoolyard. You know, as a grown priest in training. Recently, the tap water in my entire neighborhood started tasting weird, almost like Gatorade. Have you heard about this computer program that lets you play Hamtaro Ham Ham Unite on your computer? How did you do on your English exam? I'm out of high school. I've overheard my parents talking about a horrible accident. They said that the girl's father went mad from grief. This is what you need. I have never not gotten the gossip on my first try for the mystery. Oh, and then you can also ask the students to join you. -1 perception. Get out of here. Ask to join you. Haha, you're such a kidder. Oh, please be a good stat. +1 charisma. Hell yeah. The students can be good or bad for you. It depends. Could the killing have anything to do with the father who lost his daughter in an accident? Maybe. With no leads, a trip to the police station could be useful. Your friend's cousin's uncle works there, and she could help you. Time is of the essence, so you decide to take a shortcut through the abandoned building site. Smart move, Yashiro. You can avoid the police that way. Police and priests constantly have beef. It's just a fact. Seeing the two chopped off heads, you can't help but wonder who's been preparing your food for the past week. Let's research occult notes. Knowledge check failure. Reading the ramblings of a madman has made you sick. -2 reason. Reluctantly, your friend's cousin gives you a photocopied file. You thank her and leave quickly. The school building seems like a safe place to study the file. Can people just walk into a school regardless of age? Oh, I should have kept the empty bottle, damn it. The corridor is flooded by a black sludge that's slowly oozing from underneath the door of the chemistry classroom. Damp, moldy stench grows as you get closer. How are you going to get to the other side? I'm gonna risk going through. Perception check, success. Nice. You see a sudden movement near your ankle. Just in time, you jump away from something trying to bite your leg. You make it safely to the other side, plus 5 EXP. The victims of the serial killer seem to be chosen randomly. There's no obvious pattern in regard to age, sex, and education. You should continue your search in a hospital, where the victims are. Travel to killer encounter, you say? Can't shake off the feeling that you're being watched. -2 reason. Okay, so I do have the candles. I could use them right here for the... Yeah, screw it. Let's get some of that reason back. I don't want to go to sleep or rest because I don't want to raise my doom. Try to sneak into the mortuary, but the hospital staff is on high alert. You decide to wait here a bit. Maybe you'll find a way, or you'll manage to find a way in. Find yourself in an old, unused part of the hospital. You take a deep breath. The disgusting smell of thawed remains still lingers in the room. It used to be the hospital's mortuary, where doctors determine the causes of death. Search the cabinet. Perception check failure. Something flashes in the corner of a dusty drawer. Too late. You realize it's a rusty scalpel blade and cut yourself badly. -2 stamina. Nice, Yashiro, you're doing it. One of the mortuary technicians acts strangely. He has left the building and returned twice already. Each time he comes back, an ambulance arrives with a new victim. That's crazy. I wonder what the coincidence is on that. You're stopped by a tall man wearing a dirty kabuki mask. Make it harder than it needs to be. Give me your fingers. You hesitate, seeing something metallic in the man's hand. Yeah, man, here you go. You extend your arm, and the masked man grabs your hand, studying it. Or you can protest. He takes a pair of pliers out of his pocket and rips off one of your nails. Why? -1 stamina. Alright, I'll rest. Take a short nap on your bed. +2 stamina reason, +4% doom. That's alright. You notice the man keeps his hospital key in a back pocket. If you could steal it, entering the hospital would be much easier. It's getting dark as you arrive at a cemetery, and shadows move in fantastic and unaccountable ways between the tombstones. Finding the right grave may prove to be a challenge, especially when you feel someone's gaze on your back. I think Run and Tear is a dexterity check. I'd rather roll my dexterity than roll my charisma. Nope, it's not a dexterity check. It's too much for you. You flee in terror, leaving the cemetery behind. -1 reason. Oh, I'm sorry. You excuse yourself after bumping into the man. He frowns and hurries away, not noticing that you've managed to steal his hospital keys. Nice! Yes, Yashiro! God would want you to steal the keys. You stumble upon a nurse trying to open the door to the intensive care unit, constantly mumbling something. When she turns around, her face makes you scream in horror. It's the doll nurse. Okay, I'm really glad I ended up taking that thing. -1 reason isn't terrible, and my chance to hit is, like, almost good enough. But, yeah. She'll get some hits in on us, unfortunately, but that's okay. Can I? No, I don't have enough speed to double hit yet. I could also buy cigarettes. God's favorite Newports, perhaps. If I need it. Losing faith kind of stinks. Well, we got a level up out of that. Nice. So we got Zeal. All combat moves deal an extra 1 damage. Max stamina, max reason are lowered by 4. What if we... That doesn't seem bad. What if I pair that with a reason increase? That does not... Like, if we can just survive this boss and the next boss, that'll have been worth it, I think. It's getting dark and the suspicious man has not yet returned. Now is your only chance to check out the mortuary and learn about the serial killer's victims. Using the hospital key, you've managed to enter the mortuary floor unnoticed. The hospital floor is eerily quiet. You prepare your weapon, wondering what's going to happen next. Enter the mortuary. The whole room has a pungent, irritating smell you can barely stand. All the dissection tables are empty and you're afraid to think where the bodies are now. You must hurry up before the suspected killer returns back. Is that a human nail? The masked man jumps from behind the door and you barely dodge his blade. The kabuki killer takes a step back, revealing his gruesome artwork, an unfinished statue of a child made of human nails. Suddenly, the statue springs to life and bites the man's neck. The serial killer is visibly confused as he tries to stop the bleeding, as a geyser of blood paints the whole mortuary red. The being's face slowly turns towards you. It's the unfinished child! Yeah, -1 all damage. That's very manageable. Plus, we're doing a lot more damage on our hits now. So, provided I can continue to land attacks, this should be fine. Yeah, we won't take too much. We're going to take some hits to our faith. And, like, I get it, Father. You are being attacked by a gruesome tooth monster. Which I just want to check. Yeah, there's no extra actions. It would be cool if you could, like, get the Father to assist you or something here. I think that'd be a nice little touch. I'm wondering... Ooh, man. If all of these land, I could finish the fight right here. No, I don't want to risk that, though. Yeah, we can do that, and then next turn I can guarantee a kill. And get out of here, tooth monster. The horrible nails beast finally stops moving. Knowing you won't be able to explain it to the police, you trigger the fire alarm and escape before anyone arrives. A father's grief led to the creation of this monster. Hopefully, they will be joined in death. Old God stirs. Blood Moon. The crimson moon spotted over Shiokawa keeps everyone on edge. Okay, this is one you should pay attention to. All enemies get additional 20 power. That's not good for you. That's really not good for you. I would say if you get Blood Moon, it's a good time to consider what investigations end with boss battles, because now those boss battles are even goddamn tougher, and they're not going to go easy. So that's why we're going to just jump right into the... Actually, I'm thinking this through. We could sell the meat cleaver for 1 funds, and that might be enough to buy the ritual dagger. The ritual dagger is knowledge based, which means we'd be getting more benefits from it than the meat cleaver. Beckoning Bulletin I can end without a boss fight. Rancid Ramen is... there's no boss. It might be the nicest investigation you can get. So I'm going to do... Beckoning Bulletin next. Just so we can get some level ups. I should probably get a level up or 2 before I try to fight the Medusa Morphosis boss. As the decades roll on, technology has only developed further. These days, computer bulletin board software allows computers to communicate over phone lines. All it takes is a computer and a modem, and anybody can connect to a bulletin system or even host one of their own. Once you connect, you can read all of the messages on that bulletin, and even post your own to start a conversation. Many use them to share flyers, files, or to chat about their favorite topics, everything from video games to sports to idol culture. But in the wake of a sudden string of weird suicide, things aren't all fun and games. Rumors have surfaced that the deaths are linked to a bulletin system operated from somewhere within Shiokawa. What is behind the suicides? How could so many people all be driven to take their own lives? Even if the rumored bulletin system's phone number is found, there is no hope to investigate without a computer that can connect to it. Maybe the school library has one that will work? But first we should investigate the forest twice just to, oh my god, is the threat level really that high? Is that the only place with a threat level that high? Jesus, okay. This is why we got the police. Can you guys go investigate the forest for me? Thank you. And then we're gonna exit. And then while I'm already here, occult shop. Do you have the ritual dagger? Yes, it's 3 funds. So we're going to take the meat cleaver, we're going to sell it, we're going to buy the ritual dagger. It's knowledge based, so this will be a lot better for us. It's faster, and we have a chance of recovering reason every time we defeat an enemy with it. Okay, now we can go to the forest, and the doom modifier is down. Thank you, YouTube commenter. I'm sorry I don't remember your name. I could look it up, but I'm lazy. You saved me a bunch by telling me to pay attention. You have a feeling that you're being watched, and when you hear a branch snapping, you quickly turn around. There is someone standing in the trees, just a few meters away. Charisma check, let's go. Luck check, I mean. Success. It's just a creepy scarecrow. Relieved, you decide to leave the area, just in case. And then we gotta investigate the forest again. Parasitic organism burrows under the bark, undulating slowly. Knowledge check failure. The bark is flabby and sticky. It makes you recoil in horror. After searching deep in the woods for some time, you discover the body of a young student clutching a note. I write this for everyone wanting to stay behind. The sacrifice is worth it. Life's meaning comes from our relationships. Share death, and that connection will outlast you. There won't be anything left but us. And by us, he means the US. Let's go! Everyone here is waiting for you, so if you lose your resolve, just listen to the voice of humanity. I'm gonna do a rest here. I have enough Doom to do one rest. Look at that, max stats, we're great. And let's go to the school library now. It's a bad time to be out of cash, says the grim-looking man who's standing in your way. Our company fortunately specializes in cases like yours, and will gladly help you get back on track. After all, he takes a step closer, and you could swear there's a faint smell of rust around the man. Everyone has something to sell. Give him a jar of blood. Startle awake on a park bench. Did you faint? There's no sign of the grim band anywhere, but you find an envelope full of cash inside your pocket. -3 stamina plus 2 funds. I knew I was going to run into him. I'll take the stamina hit. While the school's library computer does have a modem, you happen to bump into a member of the computer club while asking around. She apparently just got a new system and is willing to let you borrow hers. Thanking her, you arrange to meet her at home in the city. This investigation is really long, by the way, so you gotta strap in. That's also why I was fine running into that guy, because he ultimately just saved me from a fight. Let's risk the strength check? Strength check, success, nice. This quick exercise helps clear your mind. You lug the cardboard box full of PC parts up to your apartment stairs, teeth clenched as you heave it up one step at a time. God damn, our computer's heavy. Yeah, honestly, they never won't be either. As you prepare a bath, you think about all the possible leads so far. You're very tired, so maybe ice-cold water is a good idea. Hot bath! Hot bath is so inviting that you spent an extra hour in it, plus 1% Doom. I'll take it. You wipe the sweat from your brow as you finally finish setting up the computer in your bedroom. After a few tests, you're now certain that everything is functional. The newscaster on the TV says that the suicide rate is still climbing. Worse, the morbid trend is beginning to catch on in the other nearby towns. You need to act quickly. And by quickly, you mean like 5 or 6 more investigations? Suddenly, it got really cold in the corridor. As you turn to leave, you're stopped by a man with unnaturally pale skin and giant lips. He kisses the air and takes a step closer. It's, the Gigolo. I have no idea what this thing is supposed to be. But look at that. So we have a much... Oh my god, we can do 2 prep hits now. And that's the power of switching the weapons. Now I can guarantee I do 10 damage per turn, which is phenomenal. Very useful to have. Look at that. And we might get reason back when we kill him too, so... Overall, this was definitely worth it to switch weapons. Oh, we at least got a level up out of that. My weird collection. Gain 1 random item with an occult tag at the end of each mystery. That could be useful. Plus charisma, plus dex. Let's do my weird collection with a plus to our knowledge so that we can hit harder when we get to the boss. Hoping to find a lead, you head to the hospital. With how many deaths there have been, the hospital's in chaos. The staff looks exhausted. When the receptionist lets her head down onto the desk for a minute, you slip out of the waiting room and into the hospital corridors. Let's investigate the hospital. As you glance around, you notice that more and more people are wearing strange masks, unlike anything you've ever seen before. As you turn to your friends for reassurance, you notice that some also wear these eerie masks. Their voices sound muffled and distorted, and you can't shake off the feeling that they're not quite themselves. The hairs on the back of your neck stand on end, and you realize something is terribly wrong. I kind of dislike this event. This event is just the man that asks you for money, or gives you money, but a little different. So it's lose 2 health, lose 2 reason, or lose 2 funds. I'm just going to have to take the funds hit. A sense of dread creeps over you as the masked people are swarming through the store, filling their carts with food and survival equipment. You notice the goods' prices have already skyrocketed. You realize that you need to act fast if you want to have any chance of survival, minus 2 funds. But, hey, we're at 0 again, so the chance of us running into Businessman is high, and we can skip a fight potentially. You overhear 2 nurses talking about a girl whose suicide attempt failed. Apparently, she's recovering at her grandparents' home at the village in the city outskirts. You exit the hospital and make your way to the nearest bus stop. Stop right there! You hear a voice coming from behind you. You won't destroy my life's work! Okay. But how about this? How about we just... -1 stamina? Ooh, yeah, see, that's what's wrong about the power, though. My hit chance is literally 30 because these dudes just have a Oh. Oh my god, but I do so much damage. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh my god. Well, okay. I'll take it. As you pull into the village bus stop, a news story comes on the bus driver's radio. An entire class of Shiokawa students left in front of a train, hand in hand. You move urgently as you exit the bus and begin searching down the village streets. Look at that man. That man is determined. That's a man with faith. Unseasonal floods have closed many of the roads. Look for an alternative way. You've wasted a lot of time looking for a safe path, plus 3% doom. When you find the girl's house, her grandparents greet you solemnly. They thank you for the effort to stop the deaths. Forgive her grandfather says as he leads you to the bedroom. She's a kind girl. Something has happened to her. Alright. An old man stops you and invites you into his house. You follow reluctantly, only to be amazed by the number of dusty old sorcery books inside. I can teach you a thing or two about magic, he says. Don't worry about payment. I'm sure we'll work it out in the future. Sure. Luck check failure. It was a complete waste of time. The senile old man was a bore and had nothing interesting to tell you. Shit. The recovering girl is more than happy to not only confirm the bulletin's existence, but to give you its number. You have to do what it tells you. Trust me. You won't regret a thing. She beams at you as her grandmother struggles to make her swallow the pain medication. I'll be waiting. I'll be back to join you all soon. Wait for me, okay? Disquieted, you give the grandparents your phone number and hastily leave. Trail to an abandoned Shinto shrine is overgrown and steep. However, it could be an important place to investigate. Let's take the quick route. Strength check. Success. Nice. Because you're in a hurry, you hike to the hilltop. Burnt out candle wax and dried blood around the shrine mean a new, sinister cult has claimed the location. Not nice. As soon as you arrive home, you dial the number and put the handset onto the modem. Your heart pounds as the computer fans exhale. The system hums, you hear a brief dial tone, then it finally connects. Welcome. Do you like it so far? You say yes. I'm glad. Take your phone off the modem and put it to your ear. Remembering the note, you recall the note you found. Could this be the voice of humanity you read about? Bracing yourself, you slowly put the phone to your ear. You don't hear words or a voice. You soon understand they don't need those. It's difficult. We manage to keep track of which thoughts are yours and which are theirs. Everyone is here now. We've escaped everything that held us back in life. We don't have any more burdens. You can escape with us. This is the purest form of existence, a paradise of connection. Everyone deserves that. We will bring all humanity together. So normally I'd say suffering is human because I like that answer and it's the most sense, especially when you're dealing with a phone demon. However, if you want to get the best ending for this mystery, you say you can't save everyone. You explain the imminent arrival of the old god. With its limitations, the bulletin could never hope to gather humanity in time, not to mention how many people are unable to access a computer. As it is, convincing all of humanity to die is impossible. Oh, then we'll have to wait. It's disappointing, but that's alright. When computers advance and everyone can be connected, we'll come back for you. It's a promise, okay? The noise on the other end of the line suddenly cuts out completely. Still reeling from the mental assault, you find yourself staggering towards the futon. You collapse onto it. The sleep soon takes you. You're awakened by the sound of the phone ringing. After what just happened, you hesitate to answer. You warily grab the handset. When you put the phone to your ear, you hear a trembling voice of the girl you met in the village. I can't thank you enough. It was in my head, and I nearly... She bursts into tears, thanking you over and over. You smile, relieved. You later learn that the suicides have come to a sudden and complete halt. But even still, its promise lingers in your mind. How long do you have until it comes back for you? You smother the thought. For now, it's finished. I'd say at least until the mid-2000s. And we got the ritual robe, which I'm going to sell for a fund, actually, so we won't have to deal with that dude. Reason cost of all spells increased by 1. I don't use magic, because I'm a Hambozo. Give me that key. Right, take a bath. I'm going to go with more reason. So, Medusa Metamorphosis. I'm going to try to get one more level up through the rotten report of rancid ramen. Out of thin air, a brand new ramen restaurant opens in town. It's adored by everyone. Once people take a bite, they can't stop. Day and night, the queues stretch out the door. Shambling customers stuff themselves with dish after dish, while the blind owner sits silently behind the counter, grinning and polishing his gleaming knives. You are determined to discover what makes this ramen so enticing. What is its true power? Dog meat? Human meat? The flesh of the gods themselves? But we don't have 2 items to toss, so we're just going to play this mystery normally. Watching the local news, you spot a familiar street. It's a feature about the newest ramen shop. The food critic has a manic look as he describes the ramen. His description makes your stomach churn. Well shit, we got a spy on them. Wandering through an empty corridor, you find an old vending machine. You don't recognize the brands of soda inside, but you could really use a drink. Get the most expensive one? Yeah, alright, there goes our fund. You can see the restaurants through the staircase window. You watch the doors for hours, but never see any of the cooks enter nor leave. Yep, here he is again. Fondest memory. Everything suddenly gets dark. You feel sad, but can't even tell why. In your pocket, you find an envelope with cash inside. That's fine. We'll get our reason back. The only true way to investigate is to get into the restaurant yourself. Fair enough. You return home to freshen up. When you enter your bathroom, however, you discover that your shower is missing. In its place, there's an old clawfoot tub. The whole thing feels surreal, but you take a step towards it, wondering how this is possible. Also, our faith is massive. This dude's determined. Let's take a bath. Luck check failure. The water in the bathtub suddenly gets murky and dark. Are you bathing in blood? Sure am. I'll rest. It's okay. These last 2 investigations are short. It seems that you're not the only one wanting to try it out for yourself. You stand in line for hours. Your questions fall on deaf ears and you're shunned. Through the dirty restaurant window, you notice a shady-looking man wearing a jacket covered in strange symbols. He stops in front of a house, visibly nervous, before he enters the house. He turns around as if he's checking for unwanted followers. What could it mean? Could mean call the police. Charisma check failure. God dang it. You can't convince the police officer to take you seriously, and by the time you manage to find a willing cop, the house is empty. The smell around the restaurant is overpowering. Grease, rot, and... is that blood you can smell? The roads seem to twist and turn when you're not looking, trapping you in this neighborhood. Get lost. Spend hours trying to find a way out. Finally, completely exhausted, you end up on the main street as the passage to the blighted neighborhood slowly closes behind you. It's finally your turn to order. 1 ramen, please. The owner's grin widens. Why is that? Is he happy to serve me a tasty bowl of ramen? Your path is blocked by a rotting corpse covered in ivy. Poison ivy, to be in fact. Okay. Just kind of whack her and get this done with. At least she does stamina damage. That'd be way worse if she did the other one. Oh, I thought maybe I could prep to... well, hold on. That might work. Hey, let's go for it. Yeah, nice! The Red Bull's pushing your face. It's so crowded that you're forced to sit on the floor. Experts are baffled. Level up. +1 to all stats if you have no allies with you. Oh, but I have student A. I don't think what she gives a benefit to. Gain 10 XP from escaping. I can't escape. Let's do on your own with more knowledge. And then I will... she's 1 charisma? More like none charisma. I get my stats up anyway, so dropping her was a no-brainer. Look at that knowledge stat now. With a slick hand, you fill a vial with the soup and walk out. All without tasting the weird dish. With the pulling of some delicate strings, you get the ramen into a lab. While handing over the gathered material, you hesitate. What should you send to the laboratory? Just the vial. A mere day later, your friend rings your door. Her face is pale and in a shaky hand, she holds an analysis sheet. You usher her in and bolt the door. You feel ill looking at the charts. While they couldn't identify some of the particles, they did discover a highly addictive drug in the broth. The ramen restaurant must be closed immediately. A week later, police and government officials are looking over where the ramen restaurant used to be. Nothing remains but a gap in the street and aimless, confused customers. You'd like to believe that was the end of it, but snippets in newspapers from other cities unsettle you. Brief articles about an exciting new ramen restaurant opening and its mysterious owner keep showing up. You can no longer eat noodles without feeling ill. Ending B, which you still get a minus to your doom, so like, whatever. Demon Mask, +1 damage, -4 max stamina. I cannot take any more hits to my max stamina. Plus we got the Crucifix, which has not come in handy once yet, but it might, you never know. And what happened to town? Oh, the lighthouse got a little bit bigger. The lighthouse getting bigger is manageable. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? It's waiting for me to bathe, of course. Take a little scrub in the tub. Okay, we're gonna have to fight a boss at the end of this. I think we're prepared. Everyone is talking about this weird giant jellyfish ambushing swimmers. Even the local biology teacher can't identify the species as more and more people end up hurt badly. You remember from reading an article that a famous marine biologist is spending his vacation in the city. Maybe you should seek him for help? I will, but first off, I'm actually going to turn the police station onto the seaside. This will be useful. And I have money. Maybe I should try to buy something. Oh, you know what I'll buy? I'm going to go to the pharmacy. And I'm going to buy... Oh. See, it's hard to know which one I'm going to need later. But I'm going to go with the... painkiller. And I'm just going to have that in case we need stamina at some point. So let's investigate the school twice to do the side story. Door shouldn't be here. It shouldn't lead anywhere. More importantly, it shouldn't pull you in. But it does! Enter! Slowly, you enter the unknown. Lost in time and space, you drift in nothingness until something pulls you towards the light. Temperature abruptly drops and you shudder in the icy cold. You find yourself in the middle of a snowy wasteland. A sudden gust flings you to your knees. You inhale deeply, feeling your chest tighten and ache. Your fingers and ears are already numb and freezing. You have to move. Move towards the pyramid. Strength check failure. Frozen guard corpses watch you silently as you cut yourself on razor-sharp edges of ice. What did we get? Torn muscle, -1 damage, -2 strength. That's a major injury. Oh, that was a bad idea. That was a very bad idea. We should be able to make it through, though. And we got a curse. We're masochistic now. Regain 1 reason at the start of each enemy encounter. -2 max reason. Oh, God. Well, we can still pull it together, I believe. The famous biologist is spending his vacation at the seaside mansion. You need to take a bus there. Actually, we could... Oh no, because the hospital costs more now. Okay, this is an interesting situation to be in. Putting your hand into the hole was a bad idea. Seeing the big spider escape, you hope it wasn't poisonous. Oh, now we've got a bite. So let's go to the school nurse to get rid of our minor injuries. Taking the bus, you can't help but notice a large number of trees that have died suddenly. What could be the cause? That faith is huge, though. Something gigantic and invisible leaves a deep void in the sea. It's not moving, but you swear it's watching you. Finally arrive at the seaside. The water here is unnaturally cold and unwelcoming. Wait a minute. That's weird. You shouldn't be able to see the lighthouse from this side of the bay. Oh, yeah? Well, with God, everything's possible. The waves lazily wash upon the shore. You take a deep breath. The fresh sea air clears your head. Some of the mansions are abandoned and the roads leading to them are overgrown. You have to, somehow, find the biologist's vacation home. Oh god, the forest is, doing penalty for investigating. No, I want the seaside to be where the cops are. Trust me, it'll come into handy later. Following a trail of rotten fruit, you stumble on a small forest shrine. It's probably dedicated to some local spirit. The small statue looks alien and menacing. Let's destroy it. And I failed the luck check. Oh no, this is going bad fast. I was hoping to destroy it, get some money, and then be able to cure my condition, but I guess we're not lucky enough. Finally enter the right place. Inside, there are many jars with various jellyfish species, but where's the biologist himself? Probably sleeping, probably taking a nap. We got a spider bite again, because our character just fucking loves putting their hand in spider holes. Inside a dusty study, you find a map of the cliffside with 1 point clearly marked. Is this where the biologist is performing his studies? What did we get? Oh, the wound is infected now. -1 dexterity, -1 perception. Whatever. We'll be fine. You find a heavy tome wrapped in moth-eaten black velvet in an old locked cabin. When you remove the book's wrappings, you recoil in disgust. It's bound in human flesh. Burn it! That's -3% doom. Hell yeah. Would never read that book, on God. Standing on the beach, you realize something. The map's coastline doesn't match the actual thing. Why is that? Let's investigate the seaside to find out. Stop. This is a crime scene. You're halted by a sweaty police officer. Behind him, 2 other policemen are packing something into black bags. Try to learn what happened? Luck check failure. You managed to catch a glimpse of a corpse with a crushed head. Blood and gore is spilled everywhere on the sand. God dang it. The tides. The rise and fall of the sea level changes the coastline. You should wait. The low tide reveals a semi-sunken cave which corresponds with the point marked on the map. Reluctantly, you enter into the unknown. The low tides reveal a semi-sunken cave. Is this the place where the biologist is running their experiment? Whatever you decide to do, you should hurry. When the high tide comes, the whole cave will be submerged underwater, potentially trapping you here. You explore the cave, trying not to slip and fall into the cold water. Hearing some weird noise from behind a corner, you brace yourself. The humanoid creature seems to have no skin. Its black blood courses through yellow veins, and its pale sinew and powerful muscles are visible. It screams and lunges at your direction. Waves violently crash against the rocks as the gory horror begins to circle you. He does 2 all damage, and my damage is reduced, which stinks, but no, not enough for that. So see, I can do 8 per turn. 8 times 4 is 32. I might be able to pull this off. You know what? I'm willing to risk it. Let's figure this out. So let's do -2 stamina for 1 reason back, and then we'll prep an attack. Then, if I pull off a desperate struggle into that, and then maybe? Yeah, look at that. It's only after the meat horror falls to the ground dead that you notice a bag further down the cave. Inside, you find a bunch of neatly folded clothes and a journal. It belongs to the famous marine biologist you were looking for. The last entry dates back to when the jellyfish attacks started. The ancient tablet I found when exploring the caves near Shiokawa has, for the lack of a better word, cursed me. I can't explain this, but every other night my skin slips off my body as if it has a mind of its own. It always returns to me in the morning. I just have to wait in the cave where the tablet was. What is happening to me? What will happen to the giant skin jellyfish without its host's body? You have no idea, and hopefully, you will never learn the answer yourself. We got a level up, Old God Stirring, Heavy Air, Rest Action is less effective, don't care. We got a level up. So Knowledge Perception. Well, we don't need any more knowledge, but how do I want to do this? Perception's not going to help us. Actually, more knowledge would probably be the best, because then if I run into the fight against Yashiro-san, I can kill him very fast without having to worry about it. As far as getting my stats back, oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll do that. And then we got that corpse dust shining. Plus 20 EXP minus luck. I'll just hold on to it. Who knows? Go home to get the last key. Take a bath. Get our stamina back. This is going to be rough. But maybe we can pull it off. Oh, wait. No. We want to go to the lighthouse to finish this. 6 floors of the lighthouse. We have the lowest amount of reason and stamina we possibly could. I'm going to rest once. I'm going to rest twice. We're at max for both of our stats. Let's do this. It depends on what I get. Following the winding staircase, you were... Stop! Wait a minute. Someone has been taking photos focused on you. The photos include the enemies you fought with. There's something wrong, but you can't precisely say what. Select the enemy you fought second. So we fought the cult member and then the horrible old man. Correct answer. You rip the photo. Underneath it is a tiny button. You press it and, with a buzz, the gate opens. Okay, easy peasy. What's next? Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. A cable that should be powering it is currently disconnected. We're going to have to just take the stamina hit on this. Strength check failure. You're surprised at how much effort it takes to disconnect the faulty plug. As you force it, the weird goo burns your fingers. Finally, you manage to separate the faulty plug and connect the proper cable. With a buzz, the gate opens. And this is why I have the painkillers, though, because there's more ways of losing your stamina than there is of losing your reason in the lighthouse. So that's why I bought the painkillers. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. It's locked, but you notice an electrical cable. It seems to connect the door to a hole inside the central pillar. There's a switch inside. You'll have to risk getting cut by the numerous glass shards and knives. Let's go for it. Not enough dexterity. You feel the sharp glass ripping your flesh as you search for the switch. Finally, you grab a cable and follow it with your bleeding fingers until you find the button. With a buzz, the gate opens. Alright, let's keep moving. Following the winding staircase, you were stopped by darkness. Thick black cloud is obscuring your vision, and you can swear something is waiting for you inside of it. This is going to be a hit to our reason. We don't have any way to get our reason back unless we get lucky. I wasn't paying attention to what's in the lighthouse, so There's a chance we still fail here, unfortunately, but let's take the reason hit. You decide to brave the veil. You finally emerge a while later, safe. You can't, however, explain the blasphemous whispers you heard. As long as we don't get the suicide girl, I think we win. Following the winding staircase, you are... Stop! Wait a minute. Someone broke into your apartment, stole all the clues and newspaper clippings, and pinned them here. The more you study them, you discover you can't remember any of them except one. Select the title of the second mystery you investigated. So we did Violent Vigil into Noisy Nails, and then we did Beckoning Bulletin, Ramen, yeah. Correct answer. You rip the newspaper clipping of a case you seem to remember. Underneath it is a tiny button. You press it and, with a buzz, the gate opens. So we would have won right there, but there's an extra floor. I think we can win this one. We can win this one. Climbing up the winding staircase, you were stopped by a masked man wearing an expensive suit. The rules have changed, kiddo, he says, taking the jacket and the mask off. Nothing personal, really. Okay, now we just gotta kill Yashiro-san as fast as goddamn possible. In fact, I want to just kind of swing... I want to swing at him with heavy hits, but we wouldn't be able to do two. Oh, we can do that. He ain't gonna stop us. I ain't letting him stop us. We're gonna win this round. And then... yeah, no matter what, we kill him here. Whew! The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? Not with God and anime on our side. Our faith is 16, our stamina and reason are 4. We win. Yeah, if I ran into the suicide girl on that floor, it would have been completely over, and she would have dropped her reason to 0. I took a huge risk. As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You've managed to stop the ritual awakening the eldritch old god, but what's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again, until the stars are right once more. Congratulations, you are safe. For now. 2 new achievements? We did it. And also, that's the first time I've ever played as Yashiro, and I won. So that's pretty dang cool. I'll take it. We now have the commoner backstory. And what else did we unlock? The Curious Birthmark backstory. So I only need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playthroughs and somehow handcuff Yashiro. That was actually awesome. I'm really glad I decided to play World of Horror to end the stream. Again, this is a fun game to play. I recommend it. It's definitely something I plan on playing whenever I have enough time at the end of a stream. Thank you all so very much for coming out tonight, for sticking around for Hamtaro. There are other Hamtaro games, and if I want to play them, I will, but there aren't any other Hamtaro games like Ham Ham Heartbreak and Ham Hams Unite, unfortunately. So that's kind of why I don't want to play them, but I might swing around to the idea just because, you know, Hamtaro fucking rocks. He hammin' rocks. He's the Hamtast of Hamtaros. But Hambozo's my favorite, legally distinct character, personally. Also, thank you for anyone who stuck around for World of Horror. Again, this is one of my favorite games to play, just in general. I really like this game, and I'm actually expecting a physical copy of the Switch version to come in next month, so that's really cool. I'm gonna have 2 save files that I plan on fully completing. Join me. It's the Tuesday, so Wednesday and Thursday I'll have off. Thursday, of course, is a holiday. Whether you celebrate it or not, I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday. I hope you eat a lot of food. I have the day off from work, which is nice, so I plan on sleeping. It should be a good time, honestly. Thank you all for joining me. And then after these 2 days off, Friday, we'll be starting Yakuza Kiwami 1. So for those of you that watch Yakuza 0, we're finally going back to Kamurocho. It's time to see what Kiryu's been up to since the events of Yakuza 0. I hope you're all super excited for it. I know I am. Anyways, I'm gonna get going here. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Good night, everybody.